This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child Johnny Karlic.
Look at me, I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
You haven't done that one in a while.
I haven't.
You can also do, and I do this all the time.
Ooh-wee! What can I do?
It's not just Mr. Meeseeks you can do with that. Who else? What other character can you do with pulling your lip out?
Well, there's a few of them I can do, remember?
Yeah, I know. Which is the one I'm talking about? That's the one that I'm going to make you... Mr. Shmee.
Yes, Captain Hook.
What's the other one you can do? You said there's more than just two.
Goku, you're not powerful enough!
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one. I forgot we developed that one.
He's over 9,000, Goku! I know that's not his phrase, but I mean...
Or not developed, but we discovered.
Discovered, yes. It's always discovering. But there was one more, too. There was four of them.
There?
I can't remember.
I can't remember the third one, but I do remember the Dragon Ball Z
the fourth one.
I do. Well, yeah, I said the third one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember what the fourth one is.
I think we kind of showed them the third one.
But we got a jam-packed show for you guys today, talking to The Walking Dead, Andrew Lincoln. He gone after season 9. We're going to talk about what his departure means for the series as a whole going forward. Going to look at Spider-Man, well, old Spider-Man news. Johnny wasn't here last week, so we have to dive into Jake Gyllenhaal being Mysterio and what his role will be in Spider-Man Homecoming Dose. And then we're going to look at the new Nintendo Switch game coming out for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Will it be good? Or will it be bad? That is what we're diving in with. A little housekeeping here at the beginning. Number one, if you want to help support us, make sure to check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. If you want to get yourself an MVP t-shirt, make sure to check the store link down below in the description or at our website, mostvaluablepodcast.com, where you can catch everything for MVP each and every day. And then last but not least, please go on to Apple Podcasts and iTunes. Rick and Johnny Podcast has yet to get a review on iTunes. We need to change that. Go give us a 5-star review. Type in a little something of why people should listen to the podcast. It'd mean the world to us. So go ahead and do that. And then you could be the first. I don't even care if you give it a 5-star rating and just type in first for the comment. Like, people like being the first comment, don't they? The very first one.
Yeah.
That could be you today if you're watching this. So go over to iTunes and Apple Podcasts. But before we get into the podcast, Johnny, I have to tell a story. I have to give a shout out too. So yesterday, Dave and I invited you as well, but you blew me off as usual.
We had plans before you ever even told me.
I know, I'm being an asshole.
I'm setting the record straight for them.
But Dave and I went to Six Flags Amusement Park here in Illinois, and we're enjoying our day, having a great day. Dave got 2 free churros to start the day, so he was excited about that. The card machine.
Sounds great.
Well, the card machine wasn't working. So she was just like, you know what, you can just have it. So we got a chocolate and a Bavarian cream churro, both for free. Should have been $10.
Wow.
Should have paid $10. Is that expensive for a churro, by the way? $5 per churro? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I go to the mall, they're not that expensive.
That's what I thought. $5 per churro. But the point of the story is we get to the end of the day, we just get off of a ride, and I hear behind me, Ricky! Dave! We turn around. First off, I kind of look confused because I just see someone waving from the Superman line. And, like, I kind of squint my eyes to kind of look and, like, recognize who it is. I don't know why you do that, by the way. It's like, I'm going to see better. I'm going to squint to see if I can see you better. And I, like, just wave because I'm like, oh, you know, someone's waving to me. It ends up being one of our fans, Ryan, out there, who we got to talk to, met both him and his girlfriend at Six Flags. We kind of talked a little bit, got to talk to him about sports and everything, learned about how him and his girlfriend met. It was an amazing time, And on the MVP Twitter, we took a picture with Ryan because he was the first. He's the first one that we've ever met in person and ever had a fan recognize us while we're just out in the world being normal people. Because believe it or not, we're normal people.
No, we're not.
Once we leave this room.
Okay, you are. I'm not.
You know, we're not. We're basically, to be honest, we're basically the same people, just not on a camera. We're basically the same. I don't think any of us put on a facade for any of the YouTube videos, but it was great meeting Ryan.
I put on a facade for everyone because no one wants to know what I do.
True. But it was great meeting Ryan. You guys will probably hear this story again when Dave talks about it on the fast break. But Ryan, it was great meeting you. We had a great time. And I just wanted to give him a shout out to start this podcast. But now let's get into what we're officially going to talk about. The Walking Dead. So Andrew Lincoln, news comes out that he's going to be done, or reportedly be done, after season 9, this next season, of The Walking Dead. What I want to just ask you before we get into everything is just the basic question. Him leaving, what does it mean for The Walking Dead?
It's going to be, well, first off, just in case something happens, possible spoilers
for everything up to this point.
Just if you haven't seen it, I just want to be safe and say that.
Yeah. Good on you, Johnny, because I completely forgot.
Well, because I was reading through the article, and with Carl gone, and Negan captured and defeated, Rick has nothing to stay around for, really. I mean, there was the whole last I've seen. I'll be honest, I haven't seen the past season. With the only thing that was holding him that I know of would be Michonne, and after losing Carl, and I don't know what's going on with the baby. I don't know if she's still around. He's probably just going to be done with everything. He's going to be reckless again.
Well, and there's also, to me, the thing that I thought about first off was not a character thing, an actor thing.
Yeah.
Is Andrew Lincoln just done playing? Like,
he might be, yeah.
He's played Rick Grimes for so long. Is he just done? Is he burnt out?
Maybe.
With the whole Walking Dead thing. And for me, I bring a unique, well, not a unique, but I bring the, everyone probably comes to this podcast thinking both you and I immerse ourselves in everything we talk about. But I'll be honest, The Walking Dead has been a show I was diehard on early on and in college. I was so diehard, I would read the graphic novels to stay ahead just so I would know, you know, what to, like, kind of expect. Like, oh, you know, that didn't surprise me as much because that's what happened. Like Tyrese with the hammer, I knew, I wanted to see that because in the graphic novel, that's what we saw. Him in a gymnasium just smashing the living hell out of zombies trying to save Michonne, I think it was, in the comic. But for me, I don't even remember what season it was. It might have been season 5, season 6. Basically, the last part I remember is they had just gotten to Alexandria, and it was all the politics of them living in this community and developing.
That might be season 5.
Yeah, season
Possibly
5, I think, was the last one that I watched. And then I just fell off the face of the earth because the thing is, for me, it just didn't have the same pull for me that it had. And I know that's not the same for everyone, but I bring that kind of side to it, to where I have been out of The Walking Dead to where Rick leaving and them going on a different path. I start to think about, is it time to just end The Walking Dead and just do a spinoff? Like, do we have to continue with this same group, or do we end it and go with a different group? Because one of the things that Robert Kirkman has said about the graphic novel side of it is, I think eventually he wants to end the graphic novel, and he wants the graphic novel story to end when Rick ends. So when Rick's story ends, that's when he wants the graphic novel to end. But I know with this, there's also the side of AMC, cha-ching, cha-ching, this makes them money.
Yeah.
Why would we give up on this show that brings in so many ratings? I just feel like maybe because I've been out of it so long, maybe the TV series should also end with Rick, and then we go on a spinoff. Like, they were reportedly offering now Norman Reedus more money because he's going to be the lead. The thing I think of is, why give him the lead to be in this story? Just end it with Rick, and then, you know what I would love to see? And I don't know if you could get, I can't remember, Rourke back. I think it's Rourke. I would want to see him and his brother, a prequel.
Michael Rourke.
Yeah, Michael Rourke. The prequel to them. How, like, when when the disease first started or before it started. Give me a prequel. Give me a prequel of that.
Maybe.
Still using Daryl. Because let's be honest, the reason why they're giving Daryl so much money is because he's so popular. Like, not just that Norman Reedus isn't a great actor, but he's the most popular on The Walking Dead. Like, there have been memes that you kill Daryl, we riot.
Yeah.
So why not end it with Rick and then give us a prequel and boom, then you can have your Daryl storyline.
Yeah, you could do that. You could also just do it where Rick leaves and have like start a new Daryl storyline, have him leave the group too or something. I don't know, or I don't know. I'm not sure what 100% to do with it, but I get where it's coming from. Maybe Andrew Lincoln's getting burnt out, and I'm just saying like the Carl dying thing is a good way to get him out of the story as well, because I mean he's just gonna be reckless and just
because his son is dead.
His son, his
wife has been dead. I mean, really,
I don't know what's going on with the baby. I don't know if the baby's still around or not.
Not just the baby. The only thing like that for me when I was watching it, it kind of seemed like what they were trying to do in season 5. I think the last season I watched that in the comics. Him and Andrea, because I think it was Andrea, blonde hair, she died in the prison way back. Her and him were together in the Alexandria storyline. So when they get to that community, you know, oh, my wife's been dead for so long. Like, it was that kind of a thing. And they end up kissing, and they end up being romantically together. And I think Carl walks in on him in the graphic novel. Making out, but I mean, it kind of seemed like they were almost hinting at that between Rick and Michonne almost. Not like oh, they're making out, but like a, hey, let's see what do you feel about this? If we kind of get them a little bit closer and a little bit more, I want to say like together, like that, oh, I'm opening up to you kind of a thing. It almost seemed like they were going that route, so maybe Michonne's the only one right now that Rick feels connected to in that way. But, I mean, I am just back on the point of, like, I think the question is, have we squeezed all we could out of this one group in this Walking Dead timeline?
Well, I've actually gone farther than you have. I went up to the war.
Yeah.
That was... so hyped about, and I didn't actually get
the one with
Negan. Yeah, I didn't get to watch that yet though. And I'll tell you, yes, Rick and Michonne are in a relationship.
Okay, that's what I assumed. Like I assumed that's what they were going to, much like Andrea and Rick.
Yeah, so they are in a relationship.
Okay.
So he's really her, and then the baby are the only things that would keep him tied to the group still. Yeah, and who knows what happens to who in the war? Because I'll be honest, like I said, I didn't get to see it yet. I don't know if there's a casualties with the baby, Michonne, anything else. But I know
and that was always the weird thing too. Like once was the baby's name Judy? I can't remember.
Yeah, you're right.
Once Judy was kind of introduced, I'm thinking, can't kill a baby.
Exactly.
Well, you can't kill a baby on screen. You could maybe off-screen death, or just like they get attacked and oh, where's the baby? I don't know, and you just never see the baby again. But I was like, you can't kill a baby on TV.
No.
So, like, that to me was even an interesting choice when you decide to do it. Because in the graphic novel, how that all happens in the graphic novel is Lori never gives birth
to the baby.
She is running from the mayor or the governor and stuff, and shotgun blast right through the belly. So it's like and everything is just everywhere. So you don't have any questions. It's baby's dead, Lori's dead, boom. We're cutting those right away.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily why they did that. That was a controversial thing for me.
Interesting choice.
I was like, why are you introducing that baby? It's just a freaking, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a ball and chain. It's something that's going to slow you down.
It's a zombie magnet.
And how do you get out of that? You can't kill a baby on TV.
No.
Like, that's where I was with that, but go ahead with what you were saying before I cut you off.
I mean, I'm trying to remember where I was going.
You were talking about the war. You haven't been able to see it. The only thing that ties them down is Rick and the baby.
But I mean, we saw how Rick got just by losing Lori. Now he's going to lose Carl, and even if Michonne and the baby are there, I think Rick's going to lose it, like character-wise.
Like go crazy.
He's just
snap.
Maybe he's not snap necessarily, but I mean, he's going to just be reckless, because look how reckless he was after losing Lori and just not taking care of himself.
You're saying like reckless, make a mistake. Oh shit, I got bit.
Well, not even that necessarily. It's more of a not caring about life. Just like, hey, I'm killing everything, anything that gets in my way. Just zombie down, zombie down. It's like he's gonna go out of his way to put himself in danger in a sense, and that's a way to like. This will be an easy way now to let Andrew Lincoln out of there, because maybe he doesn't want to do it anymore. Maybe it's just they want to go with a different route. I don't know, but I'm
gonna go back to it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go with a different route, why not just go with a different route then? Like a completely, we're telling a different story. We are ending this story here, and we are going to tell, whether it be a prequel, whether it be a different group.
I mean, they could just change the arc if they don't want to put the funding into.
It kind of leads to a question I just saw from our article as I was looking up when The Walking Dead started, which was 2010. So it's going to be 8 years.
Wow.
For The Walking Dead. The article, just the headline said, can The Walking Dead can it survive without Rick Grimes? Can it survive without Andrew Lincoln?
I don't know.
To me, I would lean towards no, because Norman Reedus is a big name.
Yeah.
Diehards, I think, will stay on for at least season 10. They'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
Then you got the casuals who really like Daryl, really like Norman Reedus. They'll stay on because, oh my God, he's going to be the lead. And no way they're going to kill Daryl now. I almost feel like it's going to get to a point where that season 10 comes, everyone watches it, and everyone's going to be like, all right, this just ain't the same. And then gradually viewers just go.
Well, it depends. If they'd start going in a different direction and then what they were doing, because I'll be honest, to me, I didn't put a hard effort into watching this past season because it was just getting stale. It's the same thing. It's because Rick's the leader. It's going to keep the same decisions
So
happening.
You're saying it might be a little bit of a difference to give it a juice, get some juice in
Maybe.
that
It could be that.
Juice.
And instead of like, trying to push out, this is off of The Walking Dead. It's Norman Reedus. We got to revamp everything. They just changed the story arc. Save themselves some hassle. People from the group trickle out that they don't want to keep on. New people trickle in. Keep characters that you know are going to keep people in, like maybe Michonne or maybe I don't remember. I don't know who else is left. I can't remember.
Well, the big one I'll bring up is, and this is one where a lot of commenters, a lot of people on the internet are like, "Oh, well, no. Instead of making Norman Reedus, Maggie." However, the thing that people are saying is, not only is the actress who plays Maggie, she's only scheduled for season 9, which is like going to be 16 episodes total, I think. She's only going to be in 6 of them because that's because she's in other things, other movies now. She's becoming more popular. People want her for their projects. I think she's also in another TV show as well. So she's going to only be in 6 episodes out of the 16, which isn't a lot. Does she even continue on? And
Maybe not. That's part of the trickle out.
I mean, and for me, I wonder if this is going to be. I don't think it'll be that. Like, I get what you're saying. That side of like, oh, is this going to be new and fresh now? And people are gonna, or even bring people in like me, that kind of dove out. And it's like, hey, you know what? You don't have to watch everything that happened, because this is kind of like starting point 2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
With this new group, I use air quotes because it's some of the same people, new group with Daryl as the leader. I'm putting my money on the other side, though, that people are going to go, well, this should have ended with Rick, and then just click out gradually.
Yeah, but I mean, the other part of that is I don't 100% agree with you on the comic books with Rick and the show with Rick. They don't both at the end with Rick. I mean,
no, they don't have to, but I feel like people are going to go more on the side of, well, this ain't the same, and then gradually we see viewership drip.
I guess it depends on where it goes. If we start getting back to back to the feeling of season 1, people are going to start grasping on again. Maybe.
Honestly, do you think it's going to get back to that point?
It's either that
same excitement that you had season 1?
It's either that or we're more so zombied out than anything.
You think that could be?
We've had 8 years of Walking Dead.
Well, and zombies
and Fear
in
the
general.
Walking Dead,
Call of Duty zombies,
multiple zombie movies come about with zombies. So
Zombieland.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm actually excited for Zombieland because that was funny.
Yeah, well, they're
number 2.
I come out with number 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Is I'm
excited
awesome.
for it. So I mean, maybe it could be the fact that we're just zombied out. It could be the fact that it could be because Andrew Lincoln leaves, the show takes a dive, or having Norman Reedus at the head may put it in another new direction that's like, oh, this is actually kind of different. It's refreshing. So I mean, there's shows that like it starts to get stale. They make a new direction and it starts like getting refreshing again. So
I'm not saying that I'm not completely holding that out because it has happened in shows. I just feel like I'm going to use a sports analogy here.
Okay.
It's kind of like John Elway, who he was a quarterback in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl, won a title, retired. I'm walking out on top, basically. That's basically the dream for everyone. My last season, I want to win a Super Bowl. I want to win a championship and walk out as the best. Basically, you can't beat me. You can't top me. I'm walking out a champion. I feel like we're getting to that point of The Walking Dead of where it's like, all right, when's that perfect time to walk out? Are they going to be that guy who I'm walking out on top, I'm walking out as a champion? Or will it end up being like that 2-year pro where it's like, man, he was really good 2 years ago. He probably should have just called it quits 2 years ago. Like, this is not good watching you play out there. And I feel like The Walking Dead could be the same thing, where this could be the point of like, we look back, 2020, we look back and go, man, remember 2018? Walking Dead should have probably hung it up then. Like, that's what I think the conversation will be 2 years down the line. However, we got to wait and see for that.
Exactly. I mean, we got to see what happens with this switch up. But I want to say, Walking Dead, where's my Midwest Walking Dead series?
Why don't we do, like, and that's another thing where it's
where's
like,
my Midwest Walking Dead series?
Not even a prequel. You could give a different side, because the one thing we haven't truly seen is winter.
No.
If you're in the Midwest, you got to deal with winter.
Oh, God, yeah. And that's the thing. With these other shows we've seen, dealing with zombies, dealing with other people, dealing with disease, dealing with... You guys, Georgia, San Francisco, you guys haven't dealt with the winter.
Yeah.
Not Chicago, Minnesota, Wisconsin winter.
Even like in New York, a northeastern winter.
That would work too. I would go with that. I still want to see Midwest though.
Well, we're biased.
It is biased, yes, but I mean,
just seeing a rundown Chicago with walkers all over the place.
I mean, that'd be really cool because like in winter, you got one thing, or no matter what your time of year, you got one horrific thing to deal with because. Any Chicagoland fan, or not fans, or Chicagoland people will tell you, we get some below zero winters. Wisconsin, the snow's even worse up there. I got my cousin. We get like this little layer of snow. They already got a foot.
And that's something where you'd have to decide what the walkers do during winter, but also during that part of it turns more into a survival aspect of we're not battling walkers. But we are battling the elements. And how do we get through it? And then that's where you can add on the side where they go to where it's like, oh, they're not battling walkers. They're battling other people. Trying to survive in this frozen wasteland just like
Basically, I feel like it depends on what they want to do with the walkers. Maybe the walkers freeze up in the winter.
Yeah,
and
or
now
just
you have to
move really slow.
And now you have to learn how to survive the weather. And then the other way around, when everything starts to thaw out and everything trickled in between is fighting other people. That kind of will keep your show, like, at least for a little while.
New and energized,
because you won't know what's coming next.
No, I would love a Midwestern Walking Dead.
Or, again, like you said, it could be New York. Something north where there's actual cold.
I'm pulling for Midwest because I live in the Midwest.
Same.
I want to be relating to that. Any final thoughts before we move on into Spider-Man?
Nope, I think they got my final thought on that.
Well, this is where you guys not tune in. You guys chime in down below in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think about Andrew Lincoln leaving. What does this mean for The Walking Dead? I also want to know when you comment, Which fan are you? Are you a fan like Johnny who, I stayed up until the war and checked out? Are you like me, checked out a long time ago, but are still like, I'll get back to it and then never do? Are you someone that watches every single Sunday and wants to be up to date with The Walking Dead? Let us know which fan you are there too before you give your comment, because I kind of want to see the different perspective of fan with it. The diehards, the guys who checked out like me, the ones that are kind of more in the middle, more towards the diehard, like I would say you are. Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section.